Signing ceremonies yesterday took place at the Citrus Hills Complex for a 27-hole golf course at Citrus Hills 2, a new section of the Citrus Hills community. Present for the signing ceremonies at Citrus Hills, Ted Williams, a resident, and the course's designer, Arnold Palmer. Arnie talked about his recent 3-foot putt to win $210,000 in the recent Skins game on TV.
When I hit the putt, I tried to hit it firm inside the left edge of the hole. Well, a putt from there now, you think, my goodness, what could happen to that? Well, it was going right at the left edge, about that far from the hole. The grain got it, and it was almost like driving a car. It just turned right in the center of the hole. And I said, oh, that was it.
Ted Williams replied to a comment that Arnie Palmer made about his playing golf as long as Ted played baseball.
No, golfers last 25 years longer than baseball. I was thinking about you the other day, and I said, here's Arnie winning all this dough at 61. Oh, 60. 60. Television, they better correct it. They say 61, but you know what? That's comparable. You're comparable now to a major leaguer leading the league at 40. Now, that don't happen.
Not very often.
No, and what you're doing doesn't happen very often.
Well,
but you don't drink, you don't smoke, you get up early, and all the rest of it.
Well, some of those things.
Ted Williams and Arnold Palmer at the recent signing ceremonies yesterday at Citrus Hills. Now here's the entire interview for you, Galen. Here we go.
Look, I've read Hogan's book and I've read Nicklaus. But I think the greatest paragraph I ever read on how to hit a golf ball was written by Curtis Strange. And you must have read it in the last month and a half or two of one of the magazines. He said all he thinks about coming down is hitting the right side. No, nobody's ever said that. Everybody's saying it's a right-handed game, play the left hand. Oh, I don't want to get in that with you because I'm here this way and you're here the other way.
But you playing golf right-handed or left-handed?
No, left-handed. That's right. But there's never been a really good golfer that was predominantly stronger on this side than this side. All the one-arm guys are with it here, but they're not with it on that inside.
Well, the left-handed golfers, Bob Charles is about as good as you.
You bet he is. You bet he is.
It's unbelievable.
I know. I've often thought of Charles. I'm going to ask him if he was predominantly left-handed. In other words, he swings left-handed, but is he left-handed? Is he right left-handed?
Yeah.
Well, that's great because his strong side's on this side. Your side's this side.
Yep. But he plays better golf today than he ever played in his life.
I know. Why is that? Why is that?
He's got it under control. He's got better control than he's ever had. He never, the ball never goes right on him. It's always going left. And
slight fade, you mean?
Hook.
Oh, hooks. All right. Okay.
He's going this way.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry. You're right. I'm the one turned around.
That's what gets me confused.
But he is hooking.
Yeah. He's great. He's great.
Tell
me what Trevino told you.
Oh, I was.
Did you split the money with him?
First thing he said.
Did you split the money with him?
You know better than that. The first thing, I was so desperate that I was putting like this.
Oh, I saw that a couple days before.
And then we went out in the putting green, and the night before the second day, I decided that I'd go back to 35-inch putter. And then I had about 4 putters there, and I was on the putting green, and I was holding it like I normally do.
Yeah.
And Trevino, if you know him very well?
Never met him.
Well,
I love him too, I think.
Very outgoing guy.
Oh,
and a very private person, however. And he came over to me, and he talks, when he's talking to you, talks so everybody can hear him. He wants everybody to hear him. Right? And he says, now, you need to do this. And I said, what? And he said, well, I'm going to tell you, but he says, you don't want to do it today. He says, it's too soon. So all he did was this from here to that, which is a normal grip. I just went to the normal standard grip. And then we talked about how hitting the ball and keeping the wrist firm and all that. One thing led to another, and then just before we went out to play, he said, don't try it today. He says, it probably won't work. He says, it's too new. So when I grabbed it on the first hole and did this, he looked at me and he said, yeah, go ahead if you want to. Well, I missed the first putt, but the second putt, I won the first skin.
Oh, yeah.
And then putted pretty well. But
you know the shot that you hit from the fairway and you just missed getting over that bunker to the green on a par 5.
Oh,
Jesus, you could have won it easy then if that thing goes just over that hump. Yes, sir.
But I thought Nicholas got a little gamemanship into the game on the big hole though.
Yeah.
We had an announcer in the tower talking and listening to the football game. But it was funny. It was funny for me. But that putt, when I walked on the green for 210,000, that putt was that long in actual distance. When I finally got to hit it, from here to the swimming pool, it was one of those. And I tried to lock everything out, and just do my, just keep my mind on the fundamentals and be able to do, when you go, I want to keep my eye on the ball. And fortunately, I did, but the grain, and Bermuda grain and greens, it is tough, and those greens were really grainy, and the grain was going across the putt, and it worked pretty well for me. When I hit the putt, I tried to hit it firm inside the left edge of the hole. Well, a putt from there now, you think, my goodness, what could happen to that? Well, it was going right at the left edge, about that far from the hole. The grain got it, and it was almost like driving a car. It just turned right in the center of the hole.
Oh, right.
And I said, oh, that was it. But well, I've played golf almost as long as you played baseball. And
golfers last 25 years longer than baseball players. I was thinking about you the other day, and I said, here's Arnie winning all this dough at 61.
Oh, 60.
60. Television, they better correct it. They say 61, but you know what? That's comparable. You're comparable now to a major leaguer leading the league at 40. Now, that don't happen.
Not very often.
No, and what you're doing doesn't happen very often.
Well,
but you don't drink, you don't smoke, you get up early, and all the rest of it. Now,
well, some of those things. Some of those things, Dan.
Yeah, that's great. Well, I can tell you, everybody's tickled to death that you're around and that you're going to help us with the golf course. And I just want to tell you, I think at times that I'm a pretty big shot around here, but Christ, when they heard you were coming, I haven't had a call in a week.
Ted, do you still step in the batting cage from time to time?
No, geez, I've been about 5 of those old-timers games, and I've been up 17 times, and I haven't hit one 200 feet, all on the end of the bat. Yeah, so it's gone. It's forever gone.
Well, I'm happy to hear you're playing golf.
Well, if that's what you call it, thank you. No, I'll tell you, I'm convinced that physically I'm not set up to be to hit the ball good. If you had what we were talking about, Charles, and about you. Who's the little guy from the littlest guy that hits it the furthest?
Well, Chi-Chi?
No, another one.
Gary Player?
Little guy, little short, rugged little guy. Astun or
Agim Barta.
No,
that the guy?
No.
Ian Woosman.
Huh?
Ian Woosman?
Woosman, that's the guy.
From England.
And there's nobody in the golf game, at least from my eyes, that hits it from here on his right side more predominantly than he does. That ought to tell you something. He's using the strongest side, the most accurate side, to its fullest. And anytime you hold back, you're losing distance, you're losing field.
That's right. Well, that's right.
Sure. But nobody's ever said that except in the same strength that Curtis Strange said it the other day. Did anybody read that article?
I know where you're coming from on that.
You bet your life. He really said it right. In fact, I tore it out of the magazine. I got it all crumpled up, and I'm going to frame it and put it in
on your golf bag.
Yeah, I can read it all. But you see, I can't do that. I'm 2 to 1 stronger on this side than I am this side, and I can never catch up. Never hit it as hard as I want.
Well, you see, I tried very hard when I was young. My father, I used to swing so hard with my right side, and I'd fall off balance.
Oh, yeah.
And all the people that was around that watched me swing when I was a little boy, they said, "You got to stop him. You got to get him so he keeps his balance and all." And my father said, "Just leave him alone. Let him do what he's doing." And then, of course, I got to where I needed to strengthen this side a little bit, because I was hooking the ball so bad, and of course I then strengthened it, and that's why I blocked it so many years. But as long as you're strong, you can do that. Now I have to stop blocking it and let it go to keep up the distance. But that, you're right. You've got it. And Curtis said that we're all a little afraid to say, "Go ahead and hit it."
I think so.
Well, because of what the consequences can be, that duck hook a lot. But most players don't have that problem, and I'll take a player that is just a beginner, and if he's hooking a golf ball, I can make him a golfer, and that's just what you're saying.
Right on. That's exact. I never really hooked a ball in my life. I pull them, but I can never draw it for me.
But most baseball players that I have played golf with and been around hit big slices. And it's difficult to get them to stay here and go through.
They can't wait for the damn club.
That's right. That's exactly right. And they come off and slice it.
You think I had all these questions down to ask you, but I've been arguing these questions in my own mind a jillion ton. Yeah.
Ted, are you dominant eye? You right eye or left?
Oh, I'm right-eyed, and I do everything right-handed, strength-wise right-handed. But I swing left-handed.
What's your dominant eye?
Mine is my left eye.
The left. Is it? That's the.
How do you shoot a gun?
With my right.